gorgeous. As you can see, it's a bracket here and a bracket there. 3 to 4 times as strong as this stamped hollow steel.
Perfect.
If you're new here, welcome to the Autolust YouTube channel. If you're already an Autolust family member, thank you very much for supporting the channel. And what's swinging, gang? I know everybody has been waiting on this video, and trust me, I've been waiting on this video too. Today is the first startup to hear the world's first twin turbo V8 fully custom downpipe back 3.5 inch exhaust. I mean complete downpipes from the back of the turbo all the way out the rear of the car. Well, not almost all the way out the rear of the car, and you're gonna see exactly what I mean in a minute. But you know, I got a couple of comments saying, before I show you guys the exhaust, I got a couple of comments, you know, saying it was taking some time and stuff like that, you know, so I figured I'd let you guys know what happened. One 45 degree 16 gauge 304 stainless steel elbows were on back order forever, to the point where we were waiting on them and we ordered them and they never shipped them, so we decided to do all pie cuts, you know. So we waited almost a week just for those, you know. The bill was on a standstill. Second, we had to custom make the one side of the transfer case subframe. It's a little baby subframe that holds the transfer case, that holds the mount for the transmission and the transfer case. So we had to do that just so a pipe that massive could fit through there. But that's done and it's gorgeous. And third, we had to custom make brackets to put the factory, well not factory, their quad 4-inch double walled exhaust tips up on the rear of the car. Even though they're not connected to any exhaust, I didn't want the rear of the car to have, you know, just big holes where exhaust used to be. It looks trashy and messy. So without further ado, sorry for all that talking, let's get in and see this exhaust, and most importantly, hear it.
A few moments later.
So we have the car in the air, and I know you guys can't wait to see what's under it. Also, just to point out, which has nothing to do with the exhaust, but that, man, that inner chiller tanks look so good up there in black. I mean, I almost want to leave the fender off. It looks so nice. But let's get right into this beautiful exhaust. Then I'm gonna have Josh go over exactly what went into making this exhaust look so gorgeous. I mean, I can guarantee you what I'm about to show you, you couldn't fathom it looking the way that it does. It's that gorgeous. So I'm gonna start from the rear and bring it up here. You see, we got the guys back here diligently, you know, wiping everything down. Look at those exhaust tips. Oh my God, those are gorgeous. So Josh, please tell the fans exactly what went into this world's first twin turbo V8 3.5 inch full exhaust. I know that's a lot to say, and I'm full before I spit it out, but let's go. What's going on, bro?
So basically, it was a very interesting chassis to do. As we started going into the project, we figured out really quickly that nothing is really symmetrical under here from BMW. As you can see, different points here, there's closer sections, and then back here, we can show you in a little bit, there's actually a really big discrepancy between the rear. So each piece had to be individually done. We started with this side, the more complicated side, and we ran into clearance issues here. So we cut the original cross member here, and then ended up having to use a piece of steel and plating it where the original location was, and actually using a thick 1/4 inch plate steel and TIG welded everything together and then painted it so it, you know, almost looks OEM.
So this is actually stronger than what it came with, because it came with how thick would you say this is? Because it's not even
It's hollow,
solid. It's
yeah.
hollow, but
It's like
the
a stamped
gauge.
steel. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a stamped steel piece. That's typical of what they use. It's easier for manufacturing and stuff like that. So it's basically just a molded, folded stamped steel, and then they stitch weld it. You can see the gaps here, and then they just stitch weld along it.
So this is about 3 to 4 times as strong as this stamped hollow steel, because this is thick. What is it, 1/4 inch?
Yeah.
1/4 inch, and this is high quality steel too. This isn't BS steel that's just gonna rush through and break. And as you can see, he welded it all the way around to have a landing on the top and bottom to strengthen it up even more, and that helps get the 3.5 inch exhaust straight through there while still having plenty of room. I mean, plenty of room for the front drive shaft. All right, so we're gonna move it back here.
As you guys I'm sure saw from previous episodes, we ended up, making the box first, and that was kind of, we needed to situate where that was going to sit and where everything was going to be. So we modeled it here, and then we attached those 2 pieces from the downpipes up to here, up to the box, and then built out our tips from the rear. And we were actually able to use the factory OEM hangers for the rear, and then just built our dumps and tips out the back.
And if you're noticing, these exhaust exits are custom made. Josh made these himself. Like, these weren't bought shaped like this. And this it's called a teardrop.
Kind of. It's how you make. We actually use the opposite side of the teardrop.
Uh-huh.
I actually have the cut right here. I'll show you guys. So normally, if you take a 90 and you do like a turbo dump or something, a lot of people like to do the teardrop.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how you would do it. So
And
we actually use the opposite end of it.
So it's like a reverse teardrop.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
negative of what's left after you were to make a normal teardrop setup.
And the reason we went with this angle, as you can see, this dumps the exhaust down and out. So it's coming from up under the tire and not dumping directly to the ground. So it, reverberates right back up into the chassis and makes a bunch of noise. It's still gonna be loud, of course, but just in case flames or something spit out of here, you don't have to worry about it being trapped up here. It can get a chance to get from up under the car. So I mean, this turned out great. And like I was telling them about your dummy exhaust tip brackets, I mean, they turned out so gorgeous. What made you choose this design, like the double hanger design for what's going on?
So obviously we want it bolt on. We
Uh-huh.
didn't want to have to put any rib nuts in the chassis or anything like that. So it's fully removable, fully revertible, which the whole exhaust is. Basically, we started with just this bracket, and we got it done, and then we could literally just bounce it. And we were like, okay, we need to figure out a secondary mounting point because it is just too far away and put too much leverage on it. So that's when we were looking through, and we found that the OEM bumper bolts, there's one on the corner up in here, which is, I'm sure, hard to see on the camera, but we were able to take that and make an L bracket that then mounts to the top of the tip.
And that has it. I mean, that doesn't move at all.
Yeah.
And I'm used to dealing with the factory 3-inch exhaust with the exhaust tips, and you can literally move the exhaust tip, and the entire exhaust kind of moves with it because of the rubber exhaust hangers. But with this, it's frozen in place. So I mean, I could be barreling down the racetrack at 300 miles an hour and they won't move. I mean, you did a stellar job, brother.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. Big Whoops Motorsports, if you guys want to get something like this done, anything like this done, they do ultimate fabrication. I mean, any type of welding, building. They got cut tables. What is that table called again? Plasma tables, all type of stuff. They do everything. Links and contacts for Whoops Motorsports will be down in the description. But I know you guys are tired of me running my mouth, but I had to show you how much work went into this, because everybody, some people, they're impatient. Greatness and stuff that takes this long takes time. You can't rush something that's never been done before. So let's just get it down and get it started up so you guys can hear what the world's first BMW twin turbo V8 3.5 inch full exhaust sounds like. actually sounds almost like it's coming out of the rear. That sounds so nasty. So there it is. That was the exhaust clip, the exhaust sound I needed you guys to hear. Everybody's been waiting to hear it. And trust me when I tell you, hearing it through the video, you know, because I replayed the video that I shot of the exhaust, it sounds similar, but it sounds nowhere the same as hearing it in real life. So you guys, I mean, if you come into the next Beamer Invasion next year, or if I go to any of the other events up north, you guys can hear what it sounds like in person, because this car sounds wicked, and it's so deep and low, and I mean, it almost sounds like a stroked SS Chevelle or something like that. It's so nasty, and I'm very, very satisfied with the way everything turned out. I still have to wrap the entire exhaust, because, you know, I don't want my carbon fiber drive shaft heating up. So we're gonna wrap that, you know, and whatever else. But I'm extremely happy, you know, everything turned out really, really well. Big shout out to WHOOPS Motorsports once again for blessing this car. You know, Sasha's happy, she's breathing the correct way, and look out for the next videos. Like, share, and subscribe, and Auto Lust out.